We're starting with college football. We've been teasing it for a while. Lane Kiffin, your boy. You're
I
a
love
Kiffin
Lane.
fan. I know. He is good content. He's good soup. All week, he has been, I hope it's fair to say, lying to the people, saying he didn't know what he was going to do.
Sure. That's true.
He had to. I don't know at all. And by the way, no shade, but Lane Kiffin, former coach of Ole Miss, now gone. The Deep South. He's in LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Go Tigers.
To the rival, one of the rivals, to the
Big
enemy.
rival. Can't wait to see what his accent sounds like.
He should just lean into the Brian Kelly thing.
He already he dodged Marty Smith, by the way, which I don't forgive him for. Marty Smith was asking him like, why here and not Ole Miss? I won't answer that. He like asked him 4 questions in a row. Wouldn't answer him. Well, what made you lean LSU? God told me. Check. He's in. The Bayou's gonna love him. God.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, he just said, it's a family decision essentially the entire time.
No bigger family member than God.
Well, how much more do you want to dive into the Lane thing? Because I have a lot of thoughts on how everyone's treating him.
This is me into you. You go, because I want to hear where your thoughts are on it right now.
So it sounds like the entire thing was, well, first off, the AD and everyone was saying, hey, after the Egg Bowl, you have to make a decision no matter what, you have to announce it. His whole thing the entire time, from what I've heard and know, is that Kiffin wanted to coach this team.
100%.
Because
like
this, and that was the sticking point. It's like, no matter like if you're going to go, you're for sure not coaching this team. And even after that, like wasn't allowed to address the team, the announcement and all of that. So I think all of that's complete bullshit. So the entire negotiating thing in terms of, did Lane know what he wanted to do? Probably. But one, like, he wanted to continue coaching this team. And it sounds like the argument was going on the entire time behind the scenes of, hey, let me try to win you guys a fucking national championship. Everything we've worked for this time. Like, why would we throw that completely all away? The entire season's gone, because I'm taking the offensive staff. I'm taking all of this stuff. There's going to be people not focused. There's going to be a lot. The strength coach isn't even there now.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's gone. Why would we throw everything away just because you guys are too proud to let me coach the players I've coached and recruited and put all this time into? Like, what's the point?
I don't want to skip past this. I agree with you completely. This has been reported and confirmed. So just to put a rubber stamp on it, the sticking point was the negotiations on the rest of this year. So you're all over it. I mean, that's confirmed and correct. Like, so that, I don't know how I feel about that for one reason only, which is, in hindsight, I'm like, let him do it. In the negotiations, it somewhat, and you tell me if I'm wrong, probably am. It makes sense to me for them to be like, if we allow him to think that he would be able to leave and get to coach out, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be an incentive to stay, to get to finish this run. So they have to, like, so I'm almost wondering if it's, well, we told you if you left, you wouldn't get to finish it. And now we have to follow through. Like, I think they are being dicks, but I think they're being dicks because they were trying to get him to stay for less money.
True. I don't even blame the school. Like, I think it's stupid. Like, why wouldn't you try to get a championship out of it? But like, overall, like, at the end of the day, like, I sort of get it. Like, when you made your bed, just fucking go at this point. Why would we want, because they would host a playoff game, right? If he was still there, they're going to drop in the rankings just because he and the staff isn't there.
They might miss.
They might, for sure. We'll get into that. I'm sure it sounds like you got something you're going to tee up there. But like, maybe. If he announces, hey, I'm leaving to LSU and I'm going to coach, we're going to bring fans into our stadium for a game, that he's getting booed. He's getting shit thrown at him. Like, that would have been a bad scene if that happened. That would have been terrible. The main thing I think we need to take away from this entire thing, though, is the transfer portal and all of that is completely mishandled, because he has to go to LSU and make this announcement now. Because if he doesn't, he misses out on the transfer portal. the first transfer portal, which is going to happen. That there would be kids transferring out of LSU, and you wouldn't be able to recruit kids to LSU. Like, there's no reason why the transfer portal should be happening before the national championship. No reason at all.
No, it makes no sense. I mean, we had the debacle.
Other than the school schedule, because technically they're still students, apparently. So they have to transfer in before the next semester starts.
Yeah. I feel like there's a way we could still do that and get through. School. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. The timing of it is dumb. I think a lot of people are talking about what Nick Saban said on College Game Day, because he very defiantly talked about what you just said, which is he blamed the schedule first and foremost for like this coming to a head, which I totally agree with. I disagree with, because of what you said, I disagree with his claim, which was Ole Miss owed him to like stay through it. I get his perspective on it. And I don't even think it's wrong. I just think, again, thinking of it from the athletic director, another point of like, if there was no incentive to stay, then what the fuck are we doing either?
I think we would have matched money for whatever it's worth. I don't think it was money.
Yeah. And by the way, I think my biggest like you're going to LSU is just that it hasn't worked recently. Like, I don't know, is it really going to be, you're going to be more likely to be successful there than Ole Miss, but he would have a better perspective of that. So I think
recruits you get, like even just in Mississippi, which I think still good athletes, but worse athletes come from Mississippi than Louisiana. But also in Mississippi, you're competing with Mississippi State. In Louisiana, you're not competing with LA Tech. Like, let's be honest. You're not competing. Maybe the Raging Cajuns, which remind me later if we need to talk about something related to Cajuns. I got something for next week's show. Maybe I have something. I'm cooking something up.
Yeah.
But I think LSU is one of those pillar programs where, because to be completely honest, if Ole Miss doesn't win a national championship, even over the next decade, if Lane stayed, that's fine. Like, as long as they're competitive, it is what it is. Because this is the most competitive they've ever been. So from Saban, I didn't hear Saban talk, but I assume that's what he's saying. Like, hey, he delivered the most successful era of all time. Why wouldn't you let him finish it out? That makes sense. I get the other opposite side as well. For LSU, they need to be competing next year. And if they don't win a championship or competing very deep in the playoffs the year after that, I think people are going to start to get angry. Like, I think everything is sped up. I think all the pressure is on now. Like, if he goes there and does not win, he's going to get torched.
Well, and listen, this is the underlying thing. I don't want to skip past this. Your point on competitiveness in the state is so important, because that's why you go LSU instead of Florida. I didn't want to miss that in there, of like, especially with Miami now. But Florida State's always going to pull some folks. James Madison's really like Jackson State.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said James Madison. I don't think they're from Florida. I meant Jackson State.
They recruit heavy there, of course. Yeah.
They recruit heavy. It's just like how New Jersey schools couldn't keep up with Wisconsin's running back recruitment for a while. It's just where we got everybody. Yeah. But moving on to, I had two somewhat funny takeaways. So if you have any more serious things, we could dig back in. But first one, Zach, being to that point, I'm going to kind of hit you with a non sequitur, but I'll tie it back in. All right.
Okay.
People in the chat, feel free to answer along, play along at home. If you could know the day of your funeral, would you want to know?
No, not at all.
Want to. Okay.
No.
By that logic, I think Lane Kiffin will be pretty disappointed, because he plays in Ole Miss next year.
Yeah.
Second last game of the season.
He's already posted about it, by the way.
You try and get ahead of it. It's going to be a tough time.
It's going to be a tough time, but they're going to win. LSU will win that game.
I hope he lives.
It's fair. That's fair.
They threw ping pong balls at him last year, or whatever the shit they hit him with. Do you remember that? He took projectiles.
Yes. He'll need extra security for sure.
He's going to walk out like Goldberg.
True. True. It's not going to be Great. The only other thing I'll say about Lane Kiffin is two things. One, if there was a chance, and there is a slight chance, if there was a chance he was still debating where to go, in either direction, like the media coming out and saying, hey, he's going to this direction, he's going LSU, and just the hate that he got from the Ole Miss people, other people around the country, like he's forced into the decision because he can't go back then. It can't be leaked that he might go to this direction, get all the hate, and then go back to the fan base and be like, you know what, never mind. The only way he could somewhat combat that is just throw the media under the bus and just be like, hey, that was a fake story. Can you believe those losers, those nerds, those people who know nothing about football? Maybe he could have done that, won some good graces back, but they forced his hand by saying, decision this day. We know you want to go. Everyone torch him this entire week. Like it.
Yeah.
That's stupid. And then two, I think everyone's perspective of Lane Kiffin is his social media.
Yeah.
And fine, but I think he's professional wrestling. I think he's cutting a promo on there. I think he's two different people. I think on social media, he's completely different. He's recruiting. He's doing all of that, just being this outwardly insane, funny person. I think coaching wise, I think behind the scenes, I think with his family and stuff like that, I think he's completely different. So I think we're all treating him as this one thing. And I don't think he's that. I don't think he's maybe I'm giving this person or these people I'm about to say, maybe I'm doing the Lane Kiffin thing to them. But in my opinion, he's not John Calipari. He's not all these people who are kind of just scumbags. I don't think Lane Kiffin is that. I really don't.
I think the only thing I would say is I agree completely. You never
he's
hear
not Brian
anything.
Kelly.
Funny you should mention
no murders.
That's correct. Allegedly. Listen, there's no heat on him when he's at these places. The only thing I'll say, Lane, my boy, he obviously doesn't give a shit on how he exits a program.
True. I think that's true.
I'm not saying he should, but this is strike 5. I mean, on heated exits, not all his choice. Oakland.
I think in the past it was more his fault than this one.
Correct.
But it's still fair. It's fair criticism.
So that's the only thing is like, especially looking back at like the USC exit was pretty bad. What was the really bad one where Tennessee, like as they were handing out allegations of like misuse of funds, like, so, and he's not the only guy who's done that. Some of the names you mentioned, famous for it. Patino, my boy.
Everyone would do it if they were given the ability to. Every college coach at this point.
Yeah. So I think it's fair. Last thing I'll say at him to kind of poke fun at him, I do think it's a little funny from the reports that he was like, I don't think it's wrong of him at all to want to stay and coach that team. I think that's natural. I think he should have been fighting for it. I think it's a little funny that reportedly he was like, you either let me finish and coach out this season or I'm taking everybody with me.
And it sounds like that's not true.
Well, isn't he going to do it anyway? Like, was he? You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me back up. It sounds like maybe he said that. It sounds like the talk about him giving the ultimatum to his coaches was not true.
No.
Where it's like, hey, if you don't come with me right now, you're never coming. Like, fuck you. Sounds like that's not true.
No, I think that's a good clarification. I think he maybe used it as negotiation with the athletic director.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And again, I don't blame him. I think you're going to take him anyway. But Zach, you mentioned a name that Brian Kelly has the chance to do something very funny here. At first, my first reaction was LSU and Ole Miss could do a flip-flop. But Ole Miss immediately announced permanent head coach.
Yeah.
So they're getting a
choice.
100%. I thought it was weird, but they're just promoting the coordinator.
It's for recruiting and transfer portal.
Yeah, true. Just to lock it in. Well, Zach, Florida could have also hired Lane Kiffin, but they didn't. So instead, today they hired Tulane head coach.
Yes. What a step down.
What a step down. And by the way, it seems like Tulane is going to probably let him coach out the rest of the year.
Your Tulane does not matter. Might as well.
It might. We'll get to him. But
Okay.
Zach, Tulane has, I would say, a above average chance of making the college football playoff with a win this coming weekend.
Really? Okay. Well,
And we'll get to that in a
why
second.
he's there, I guess.
If Brian Kelly went to Tulane, he's going to make all of his LSU money anyway. If he went to Tulane, he'd be immediately on a playoff team. I think they'd have to let them in because now Brian Kelly's coaching them.
Mm-hmm. True.
And Zach, there's a very decent chance their first matchup would be against Notre Dame.
That would be good. I would love for that to happen. It might be the only time I'd be rooting for Notre Dame in my entire life.
Yeah.
I think there's an above average chance Brian Kelly never coaches football again.
I think so, but if he was going to coach anywhere, wouldn't it be fun if it was Tulane?
It would be great for me. Like, put him where no one's going to watch him, which could be where he's most dangerous. But I just get him out of here. I just don't want Brian Kelly anywhere near. And by the way, Brian, except for the fact that they hate each other, Brian Kelly and Chip Kelly could unite somewhere right now. They both are jobless.
Brian Kelly, Chip Kelly, Jim Kelly, for the WWE fans, Kelly, holla. They all go to Tulane. Yeah.
That would be interesting. Throw Kelly Olynyk down there. Why not?
Who else we got? Merrill Kelly, MLB pitcher.
Sure. Yeah.
Kelly Endel, graduated from high school.
Yeah, where's she?
I don't know. I'll tell you where she's about to be. Tulane.
Great. They would love to have her.
Let me just look up what kind of offense Tulane runs right now.
In my mind, it's pretty run heavy. Ryan Kelly, center for the Minnesota Vikings. He could go down there, coach the offensive line. While you look that up, Jeff Champion says, "Man, I hate being a Browns fan right now. I have to deal with Shedeur Sanders fans who are delusional. But what's the blame? Everybody but him." True. If you're a Browns fan, this kind of is the worst era because you're not like you're kind of used to, or at least numb to not being competitive this time of year. But now, man, who could have foreseen drafting two quarterbacks like that back to back, kind of tearing the fan base apart? And then now Deshaun Watson could come back. And if Watson has one good game, you're getting torn apart in 4 directions, because I'm sure there's plenty of people, which is probably the correct opinion, who want them to draft another quarterback.
Or mad they let Flacco go.
I mean, everyone should be mad they let Flacco go. Did you hear Guy Fieri's leg blew up? I did hear that. Did you, Jake?
You had to hear it in your household. I did not hear this.
He was shooting one of his 20 shows and it stepped wrong or something, and now he's in like a wheelchair.
Oh my God, he pulled an Alex Smith.
Basically. It sounds like, I don't know. He must have torn his knee up or something.
That's crazy. By the way, Tulane runs mostly in I formation, which is still fun.
Love that.
I do love that. $2 million of tequila went missing off a truck. That's crazy. I mean, Jeffrey, just not to lose this point, Jeffrey just commented they should draft quarterback, trade Shedeur. Hell yeah.
100%.
I mean, do it. I question what Zach said, which is, I mean, playing wise, maybe there's a market. Have any of the GMs or franchises softened to the idea of him on their team?
Probably.
Some would have to, right? Some just want to sell tickets. Like,
some saw something on him on the NFL field where it's like, hey, we could coach him up. We could make him what he could be. But
if New Orleans was like, we're going to be bad again next year, Arch Manning's not coming to the NFL.
To be fair, Tyler Shucks looked better than Shedeur so far.
True.
Luke wants Shedeur to Green Bay. Wouldn't that be a culture shock? Not much different from Cleveland, I suppose, but Dion ain't coming to Lambeau. I'll tell you that much.
No.
You wouldn't even know how to get there.
No. All I was going to say with Tulane, I was really hoping they'd run like a wing tee. It's like, Brian Kelly, you can come here. You have to run.
You have to run this offense.
You have to run wing tee. I don't want Brian Kelly coaching football. I agree with you, but I would love the villain joins the most likable team.
Fuck yeah.